What is the most interesting story you can come up with? The ship rocked hard, and before I knew it, I was in the icy water, sinking fast. "Patrick!" I shouted, but the sea swallowed my voice. My best friend, my crewmate, he had no idea I'd fallen overboard. The cold hit me like a punch to the chest, and every instinct told me to fight, to kick my way back up. But it was like the ocean had other plans for me, dragging me down into the dark. As I sank, everything started slowing down. My body felt heavier, like the water was pulling at more than just my limbs. Memories flashed in my head, things I hadn't thought about in years. Months of treasure hunting on the Sea Whisperer, me and Patrick chasing legends. We fought off pirates once, an actual crew of them, swinging swords and shouting threats. Somehow, we got away. Then there was the storm that nearly tore the ship apart. Patrick was yelling at me to secure the rigging while the wind screamed like it wanted to rip us both off the deck. And when it finally passed, we just sat there, soaked and shivering, laughing like idiots because we'd survived. I remembered the thrill of our first big find. It was an old chest, half buried in the sand of some forgotten island. When we cracked it open, it was packed with coins and jewels, glittering like 1,000 tiny suns. Patrick's face lit up like a kid on Christmas morning. We partied that night, drinking cheap rum and planning how we'd spend it all. But even then, even in the middle of our wildest dreams, my thoughts kept drifting back to her. Emily. She was everything to me once. Her wild red hair and that laugh. Man, that laugh could make you forget how messed up the world was. We were just kids when we got together, but it felt so real, so intense. Then she told me she was pregnant. 19 years old and terrified out of my mind, I didn't know how to handle it. I ran, I told myself I needed time to think, but the truth, I was just scared. And I've regretted it every day since. I could still hear her voice, the way she begged me not to leave, and the sound of the door closing behind me. The water got colder as I sank, and my lungs started screaming for air. I kicked and thrashed, but it was useless. My body felt like lead. I could see the surface above me, the light growing dimmer with every second. I thought, this is it. This is how it ends. And you know what? A part of me felt like I deserved it. But just as everything started fading, I felt this jolt, like someone had reached out and yanked me back. Suddenly I was awake, coughing and gasping for air on the deck of the ship. My chest burned like it was on fire, but I was alive. Patrick was hovering over me, his face a mix of anger and relief. "You idiot! I thought you were gone for good. What the hell happened?" I tried to sit up, still catching my breath. I don't know. I fell, the ocean. It was like it didn't want to let me go. Patrick shook his head, sitting back on his heels. "Well, you're lucky I saw you in time. Don't scare me like that again, all right?" I nodded, still trying to process everything.